Alrighty, we are live. Welcome, everybody. It is Michelle Fox, and I'm going to look real quick, make sure everything is working correctly. Tonight is going to be really, really informational, which is good, right? But informational and fun, as always. We are talking about a glycolic facial peel. And I'm really excited about this because I was afraid of such things. So, all right, first of all, I need to make sure that we are happening. So hold that thought. I think I see it. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So let me tell you a little story, and then I'm going to put it on real quick because uh, this is going to be pretty short tonight for many reasons. But first, I got to tell you a story. Then I'm putting it on. Then we'll talk about it. Then we're done. Hi, Ramona. So, yeah, as you show up tonight, I would love for you to say hi. You can tell me where you're watching from. You can tell me if you've ever used a glycolic facial peel, either at home or at a dermatologist's office. At the end of last week, I said that a microdermabrasion is a physical exfoliator. There are also mechanical exfoliators. But a glycolic facial peel, is a what kind of exfoliator? And I don't think anybody answered it. So let's see. Does anybody have the answer to that? It is not considered a physical exfoliator. It's not considered a mechanical exfoliator. It is anyone? It is a chemical exfoliator. Glycolic acid is a chemical exfoliator. It's like a chemical reaction. It's a chemical process that is happening. Something is happening. It is an active ingredient taking place. Something is happening on your skin. Therefore, it is something that you would do immediately after cleansing. We talked about active ingredients a few weeks back. So once again, if you are just now joining us, I am Michelle Fox from Michelle Fox Beauty, and I love to talk about all things beauty, skincare, makeup, all kinds of aging gracefully tips. And tonight we're specifically talking about glycolic peels. So I think I'm going to tell my story and put this on at the same time. So I am using Timewise Repair. All right, I need my glasses already. Timewise Repair Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. And if you saw my adorable thumbnail, is what it's called. The picture that is associated with my video is called a thumbnail. I have the Revealing Radiance Facial Peel, like with the feather boa and the tiara and fancy heels. And that's because this is fancy skincare. Where's my thingamajig? Here it is. This is fancy skincare, and I like to use my mask applicator, even though it's a peel, not a mask. Anytime I'm applying something and I want a nice, thin, even application, this is an awesome tool. This is fancy. It's from a very, whoopsie, did you just see that? It just flew everywhere. This is from a high-end skincare line, Mary Kay Timewise Repair. And this is also sort of a fancy process. There was a time where you could really only have this done at a dermatologist's office. And the story that I'm going to tell is going to be extremely entertaining. You do not want this near your eyes, and you do want a thin application of it. I am going to keep an eye on the clock as soon as I get this all over. So you want this all over your face. I do not usually do my neck, and you don't want it by your eyes. All right. And really thin. So by the time I'm done putting this on, it will be so thin you won't be able to see it. And my face might get a little bit red, like we've discussed. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes when something is happening, quote unquote, on our skin, on our face, there's going to be a physical representation of that. Okay. You're going to see something happening, and that's not always a bad thing. All right. So it's on like Donkey Kong. Just a nice thin amount. Okay. So that is a glycolic facial peel. It's on my face. It is 7:07. This sucker needs to come off by 7:17, okay? 10 minutes. No joke. So, once upon a time, I was at my fitness club and someone near and dear to my heart came through and she had sort of like a salve on her face. And so her face looked, like shiny, greasy, like Vaseline. But worse than that, she looked burned, like beyond sunburn, like she, was either burned by boiling water or was exposed to fire or something. And I was like really, really worried about her. And so I'm like, what happened to you? And so she's like, oh, hon, I just had my facial peel. Like, no big deal. Like, I should know what she's talking about. And I really didn't know what that all meant. And so I'm trying to act cool. But inside, I'm like, I couldn't stop staring at her because it looked so painful. And she did say, yeah, oh, yeah, it's about 2 weeks before I leave the house. This has already been a week. But I figure I'll just come to the gym. Only my good friends see me here. And I'm just like, I just thought, oh my gosh, why would you put yourself through that? And for her, it was acne scars that she was trying to get rid of acne scars. So that was my initial impression of what a facial peel was. I never wanted one. Okay. Never, ever. And the more I understood about them, I thought, wow, that's intense. Like you kind of really want it to be able to be willing, to go through that. And there was a time where if you had it done in a dermatologist office, it was an intense experience. Glycolic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid. And depending on the strength that they're using is going to determine, how many layers deep it is exfoliating. But it has the potential to really get in there. And so, there are lots of things, there are lots of factors determining how strong it is. Thankfully, there are at-home versions available now that are not like that are much more gentle, that are safer, that have been formulated so that we can not only do them at home, but we can do them a couple of times a week at home. So we're getting the benefits of a glycolic peel without having to be afraid of it, without having to be nervous about, that red, runny, painful experience. That's crazy talk. So let's see, where do I want to go from here? Maybe we'll do this. Okay, have my glasses. We'll be bouncing all over the place. Hold on. So, like I said, the one that we're using tonight is the Revealing Radiance. So this is talking about the power of glycolic acid. It removes dead skin cells from skin's top surface layer, but it also impacts the remaining surface layer. So it's going deeper, it's seeping in, and it's going to continue working. It's increasing the rate at which skin dulling dead cells on multiple surface layers are eliminated. So this is what it's doing, like ongoing. The power of glycolic acid enhances skin's own renewal process for a rejuvenated look. So in the immediate time frame, it is, taking off that top layer of dead skin. But because of how it penetrates and how it impacts the cells, it is sort of teaching those cells how to do this, and therefore it continues that rejuvenated process. So this particular product is approved by Good Housekeeping. This has shown clinically tested results in 2 weeks. Skin looks brighter, texture is significantly improved, fine lines and wrinkles look reduced, skin tone looks more even. 8 out of 10 women said their skin looked transformed. Immediately, skin looks more radiant, feels smoother and tighter. In just a few weeks, skin looks rejuvenated and revitalized. A majority of women who used this peel said they would recommend it to a friend. So that's awesome sauce. Beyond that, here's what I know about this, because I use it and I've demoed it, and it's been around for a few years now. But because Mary Kay wanted this to be gentle, because Mary Kay is known for their skincare, and their reputation rests on these types of things. They took an extra step, and in addition to the glycolic acid, they added an exclusive blend of calming botanical extracts, because there's no doubt that there is the potential there for some irritation. So the botanical extracts are there to make it even more gentle, to kind of give that extra buffer, so that if you're nervous, know that. But anytime that you're using a skincare product and you are not super not that you're not confident, but like if you're a little bit nervous about it, like you feel like, I don't know, I've heard, some, you know what I'm saying? Like you just feel like, my skin is sensitive, even though it says it's safe for sensitive skin. I just don't know. You can always try it on the back of your hand. You can try it in a small area, or have your sister try it. There's a good one. Anyway, also, since some people will experience dryness after a peel, Mary Kay also formulated it with marine extract, which adds hydration. So you will not necessarily peel. And that's something that people might think, well, I didn't see anything peeling off. I don't think it's working. It doesn't have to peel. You don't have to see dry skin. It's not like a scrub where you're going to necessarily see stuff, slough off. This is at a cellular level. So you might not see it. You just have to believe it. It's like believing in the Holy Spirit. I'm being a little punchy today. I'm telling you. I'm still having some COVID brain issues, and it's affected me on every level. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. We're getting close to the 717 mark. So why is that important? Because since it is an active ingredient, it is, doing something on my face. You can't be quite as casual about it. Like with the charcoal mask, you can leave that on 15, 20, if you forget about it, 25, 30 minutes, whatever. This, you want to take it off because it's going to continue doing what it's doing. And you're going to have irritation. So you want it to have 10 minutes, take it off. So, I keep looking at the clock over here. 7:17 has got to come off, or at least my clock over here needs to be 7:17. Let's see. I have all kinds of little pieces of paper pulled out so that I can talk to you about it. I think that in addition to, removing fine lines and wrinkles and smoothing your skin and taking off the dead skin, you will notice an improvement if you have acne scars, or if you have, the pitted skin from that kind of stuff. It is really a fascinating thing. And I have known friends, I haven't done this yet, but I have known friends that have used it on their feet. Go figure. Like, to me, I always think when I use something on my feet that it needs to be really gritty or really emollient. But this, because it's soaking in and it's working on a cellular level, I've heard that it does amazing things for softening your feet. I haven't done it. Go ahead and give it a try. What I have done is I've used it on the backs of my hands. I have, unfortunately, started getting, the spots, the age spots on the backs of my hands. Our hands are exposed to the sun all the time. One more minute. And I don't like that. So I've been putting, when I do the glycolic acid peel on my face, I put it on the back of my hands, take it off, and it works amazing. And I'll tell you what, if you don't feel like you see the difference on your face right away, you'll see the difference on your hands right away, because your hand will be lighter than your arm. And that always blows my mind. It'll catch up eventually, but because it's taking off that top layer, the top layer is also where you've got, that little bit of color from the sun. And when that's gone, you're like, oh my gosh, my hand doesn't match my arm anymore. All right, I'm going to grab my washcloth and let's see what happened. Hopefully it's all good. It will, of course, be all good. So at this point, if you, I wouldn't like scrub like crazy to get it off. I'm just kind of gently, I'm wetting it. I'm going to wipe it off. And you are not going to use anything else, that is an active ingredient. Like, this would not be a night. Okay, let me get this off. All right, this would not be a night for you to use a retinol product or a microdermabrasion. You would definitely not use the Skinvigorate Sonic brush that I demoed last week. So again, you're just kind of thinking through logically if this is something that is, sort of putting my face through, through it, then I got to be careful what else I expose it to. So this is the night where you're going to cleanse, you're going to do the facial peel, and then you want to just think calming, you want to think moisturizing, hydrating, give it a break, just kind of pamper it then the rest of the night. She's been through enough. Okay. But like right now, I don't feel any tingling or, it doesn't feel hot. Some people have said that it feels warm, that it feels tingly. And I know that if you've had a bad experience in the past, that as soon as you feel those kinds of sensations, that you can feel anxiety, like this, this isn't good, something bad's happening. But just because you feel something working doesn't mean it's bad. And again, it all goes back to how important it is to have someone in your life. I got on list that is an expert in their field. Just, now, are y'all aware that I went through like a year that I'm still kind of in the process of like growing out my gray? So I went from brunette to sort of red brown to like, I don't know what the heck it was like mousy. Then I was salt and pepper. Then I was almost all white. Then I went to mousy brown and white. Then I was, I don't know what that was. I don't even want to talk about it. Now I'm kind of blonde. My point being that I don't know what I would have done without my professional hair person at my side the whole time. Like she and I are like this, okay? Because it's been an ordeal. And in the same way that when you have questions or concerns or anxiety about these age fighting, cutting edge ingredient type products, you need somebody that you can trust, that you can talk to. And that's a real thing. And so hopefully you can find someone like that in your life, and don't be afraid to reach out to that person. And if you don't have somebody, then I surely hope that you feel comfortable reaching out to me, because that's what I'm here for. So I'm feeling pretty good. So at this point, I had already used my oil-free eye makeup remover, and I had cleansed with a 4-in-1 cleanser. Now I just did the facial peel. So I will use a nighttime moisturizer and my eye cream, and I'm good to go. So so that's that. And hopefully you can see that I'm still intact. No harm, no foul. Let me see if there's any questions that I can see. Moisturizer, what kind? So I would just use my regular nighttime moisturizer. If you wanted to add a moisturizer, like I can add an oil-free hydrating gel. There are additional moisturizers that you can add as needed, or if I wanted to do like a hydrating eye patch or something like that, just to sort of feel extra pampered, or a moisturizing gel mask. Any of those would be great options, because they are just for pampering and nourishing and moisturizing. An indulge soothing eye mask would be fine. All of those kinds of things. You want to stay away from anything that's abrasive, that is an active ingredient, that is going to like a vitamin C, anything with another acid in it. Whereas something that has more hydration or botanicals or is soothing, has those kinds of properties, those would be okay. All right. So that's the difference there. So, and we got somebody, Fran's going to try it on her feet. How often do you peel? You can peel up to twice a week. I'm terrible. I'm like the worst example. Do as I say, not as I do. I only do it a couple times a month, mostly because I just forget. But if you like feel like, okay, I am going to get rid of these acne scars, or I'm going to get rid of, this pregnancy mask, which is another thing that it can work on, then you can do it twice a week until you get the results you want. And then you can kind of back off to once a week. And if that maintains it, great. And then I would even back off to maybe once every 2 weeks until you see what it takes to maintain. It really does not require much. And I've never replaced this thing. Like I got it when, golly, I'll have to look and see when it came out. I've not replaced it. So It's lasted a really long time for me. I'll have to come back and tell you what year it came out. It's been a couple. So, okay, watching in real time, yay. Best time to use this is at night, definitely not so much in the morning, just because you might be red. You know, there might be some irritation or redness, so it's better to use it at night. I would say, and I appreciate all of your interaction here. And again, if you're joining late, go ahead and comment. Let me know if you've ever tried this, if you're interested in trying it. Let me know where you're watching from. Anytime that you interact, it just is more fun for everybody, and it makes sure that everybody else sees it in their feed. If you are watching, even for more than a nanosecond, just drop in and say hi. I just really, really appreciate that so much. If there's anyone in your life that you think would appreciate this information, you can share it. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, make sure that you like the video, click the bell so you catch me next time, and subscribe to my channel. So thanks so much. Next week is our last week in this series, and we are going to use the moisturizing gel mask. And that is a really cool product. I don't think it gets enough attention on its own. So I will be talking a lot about that ahead of time so you know what to expect. And I think that you'll really enjoy that. And that will be the wrap of our product series. So thanks so much for your time. And I will come back and answer any questions. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay and I will answer your questions as well. Thanks so much. Have a great evening. Good night.